What is up, guys? We are live. Man, it's been so long since I did this, but it's awesome to be here with a good friend, Stevie Richards. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show, Stevie. This is awesome.
Yeah, I am really been looking forward to this. The only bad part about it is that I have to stop playing with this thing in order to do the live stream. I was even going to turn it on. Oh, I can demo some games, but I would just get too caught up and distracted.
My daughter
Spoiler
hijacked
already.
mine,
Spoiler
so
about this. I love it. How's that?
there you go. I was going to push that to the end, towards the end of the
Oh
stream,
man,
but
I'm sorry. I
but
ruined it.
that's all right. That's all right. My daughter, I was just telling you before we started this thing, my daughter hijacked. I've had it on the desk over here. I actually have another one over here, which is even smaller. This is the Pixel one, which I think is also on AliExpress. But she comes down here and just hijacks my stuff. I just saw it under her pillow a little while ago. So she enjoys it. And she's almost, I mean, she's 6. So it's for all ages, guys.
Well, it is good to know that I am a mature 54-year-old in line with this. But I'm going to tell
There
you,
you go.
one of the biggest joy, we'll get to it at the end, but just one last thing. It was just awesome. I went in to get ready for the stream. I come out, I had turned it on just to scroll.
Yeah.
My wife had already taken it and started playing like Tetris, which was like, that's awesome. So I love my
Yeah.
wife more every day
It's
endless reasons.
perfect for that, you know, and it's got a really responsive D-pad on there. I know we're gonna highlight all this stuff towards the end, guys, but we've been talking about this for like the last week or so. We've been going back and forth about the MIYOO Mini Plus here, which is just incredible. So, but great to have everybody in the chat. You know, I was telling Stevie before we started, it's been, man, I feel like it's been like maybe I did one of these briefly in the last year, but it's been about a year since I've done a live stream. So I'm like, man, I hope people remember me on here, you know,
Oh,
and live's always
I
tough
think that
too.
every day. People remember. Do I remember my name? CT. Aha. There we go.
There you go. There you go. And I see J Rod's here with the and J Rod, man, J Rod's been on the, I think every live stream I've ever done in my life, J Rod's been a part of it. But the family games together, stays together, that's very good right there.
I'm going to remind my wife when we get the Switch 2 or the Switch OLED with the Ring Adventures and Switch Sports and all that stuff. So, yeah, I can definitely attest. It's great to see people like J Rod and here, Robert, people that stick with you through the years of your channel and live streams and everything. The audience, the community means everything. I like talking to you, Jace. Hopefully, you like talking to me. But it's great when you have a bunch of people here too to join the conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And guys, there's a pinned comment above on the live chat, but you can also find it in the description. And the whole point of this today is to do some fun giveaways, but also to shout out AliExpress, who's provided a lot of stuff for us to demo for you guys here in this live stream. And we were kind of wrestling with the fact that we're doing a live stream, but we don't have multiple cameras. So we've got some B-roll to kind of show you guys some stuff. But this is currently the biggest AliExpress sale going on right now. It's going on for the month of June, and you guys can click that link. You don't have to get any of the specific things that we're linking to in this. You guys can actually just click that link, and there's a bunch of amazing discounts right now, up to 80% off on AliExpress, which is insane to have deals like that. And man, in this economy, we could use 80% off. Trust me.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, Robert made my day. And the reason why at 54 years old, I may not look 54 is because of things like I keep going back to it. I'm sorry. Video games and cats and the best wife ever is the best combination. Also, working out, eating right, making sure you get rest.
I was gonna say, and for those that don't know, this is super late for you. We'll be texting at like 6 o'clock, and you go and I know that it's coming, and you put the privacy up, and I know you're off to bed because you're up at what, 3:30 in the morning.
3:30 to work out, which by the way, I give a little bit of a nerd geek thing. When I used to go on the road for wrestling, if people don't know, I wrestled in WWE for almost 10 years. I wrestled a total of 30 years. But when I was on the road, and this is the OG Xbox, by the way, that thing is not no joke to carry around. I would go to gyms and I would actually hook the Xbox up to those TVs that come down from the ceiling.
Yeah,
and I would be on a recumbent bike playing games and doing like 30 to 45 minutes of cardio on the road. So gaming and tech, and there's 3 passions in my life, actually more than that. But as far as content creation, it's tech and gaming, professional wrestling, and fitness. And I've been blessed and fortunate to be able to have a voice and create content on all three. And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to have a platform on your channel, Chase.
No, are you kidding us? It's great to have you on here and to shout out your channel a little bit more. I was just watching your reaction to Octagon Junior's bump that he took. Man, that was brutal.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there, and I completely
Yeah,
understand the terror
I
and the
believe it.
feeling and everything. Um, yeah, I mean, Octagon Junior is probably going to come back a lot quicker than I did. He's a lot more athletic than me. So I just took a regular DDT, not one off the top rope.
Hey, as long as if you hit it wrong, you hit it wrong. I mean, that looked like a scary bump to say the least. And I
Yeah.
saw a comment here that I wanted to highlight. But
I want to say
man,
to
they
Metal
are
Greg, I want to say to Metal Greg real quick. It's just a lifelong journey, and we all have a long way to go. With setbacks, illness, injury, not feeling
right.
it. Stress is a big deal for a lot of people. Once again, things like technology and especially gaming and fitness, they go hand in hand with each other as an escape, as a hobby, as a thing to keep your mind sharp, as well
Sure.
as your body. It's hand-eye coordination, cognitive, keeping up with that and everything to stave off things like there's a very much a medical and clinical thing that's attached to playing games. So that's the
Oh,
excuse I
absolutely.
still use.
For sure. And I just saw a comment here. I'm trying to find oh, there we go. I was trying to find this one. I see there's a DJI Pocket 3. There is, and man, AliExpress in the past, I've always thought of them as like a tier below Amazon. Once I saw DJI had their products on there, man, they are neck and neck with Amazon and even at better prices. Now, there's obviously depending on where you're located, there's a little bit, of a delay with shipping sometimes, but for the discounts that you're able to get on here, totally worth it. And the DJI Pocket 3, where do I have it right here? I don't have it on me at the moment, but I used it all day shooting B-roll. I use that for just about all the B-roll that I shoot for any review video I do, whether it's gaming or tech. It's a game changer. I've talked to Stevie about this. You can take that with you, and it saves you from having a whole filming rig on the road. So incredible. So let's
Yeah,
see.
I agree with that. If I can just interject, because I use the DJI Pocket 3, and if people who watch my fitness channel, I also have one of those. I was trying to do some walk and talk stuff and talk about things in different fitness and just to get outside and get some sun, some
Yeah,
vitamin D. But I was using the DJI Pocket 3 for that, and people said, "Man, it looks great." So it combines if you got a selfie stick, a phone, and a gimbal, and those things are not very small altogether. This is
right.
a very much a smaller package. So I guess what AliExpress would say is, hey, if you want to save some money, you get the same product and it's worth the wait. That's the way
Right.
I would look at it.
Absolutely, and in fact, I actually have a little bit of B-roll on the DJI Pocket 3. I was gonna do that a little bit later, but let me pull that up on screen for you guys. It's about 2 minutes long. It'll just show you guys around the entire unit here. Let's take a closer look. Now, finally, we've got the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and this is a camera that I use every single day for almost all the B-roll that you see on my channel. What makes this thing impressive is that it gives you really high-end stabilized video quality and something that literally fits in your pocket. And unlike most tiny cameras, this has a full 1-inch sensor, which is a huge reason why the footage looks as good as it does. You get much better low light performance, cleaner image quality, better dynamic range, all the stuff creators actually care about. But honestly, the real magic with the Pocket 3 is the stabilization. The built-in 3-axis gimbal makes footage look ridiculously smooth without needing some giant setup. You can literally walk around holding this thing in one hand and get cinematic looking shots with almost no effort. And one of my favorite upgrades is the rotating touchscreen. You can instantly flip between horizontal and vertical shooting, which is perfect if you create content for different platforms like YouTube versus Instagram or TikTok. DJI also added tracking features so the camera can actually follow your face and keep you framed automatically, which is amazing for vloggers, streamers, or solo creators like myself filming on their own. The audio setup is great as well, especially if you pair it with a DJI mic product. That combination honestly gives you really professional, portable content setup. And because this is such a compact setup, you'll actually bring this with you very easily. That's a huge deal with cameras because the best camera is usually the one you'll actually carry with you. This is awesome for travel videos, conventions, theme parks, behind the scenes footage, YouTube B-roll, which is what I use it for, everyday vlogging, honestly, just about anything.
What I really like about the Pocket 3 is that it removes a lot of the friction from content creators. You no longer need a huge rig, giant gimbal, or complicated setup to get really polished footage. It's just fast, portable, easy to use, and the footage looks fantastic. And now, thanks to the AliExpress Summer Sale, you can now get your hands on this at the lowest price that I've ever seen it at. In fact, when I bought this just 6 months ago, I paid over $500 for it. Right now, on AliExpress, it's significantly reduced in price. So definitely check it out.
And guys, remember, you guys can get this right now on AliExpress. But if you're not interested in any of the products we're showing you guys, click those links because you can use the coupon codes and put them into use with whatever it is you are looking for based on, obviously the price point and all that good stuff.
I was going to say, also what I used in the garage gym when I had the Pocket 3 was the active track. It literally will track you if you're doing different stuff, so you can just kind of set it and forget it. You got the green. The other thing on the audio front, I have the DJI Mic 3, and if you have a Mic 2, or a Mic 3, I think the minis might work too. You do not need a receiver with the Pocket 3, so the audio syncs up over Bluetooth, and you don't have to. It's one less thing to plug in, and it just works. But when you were walking left to right, I couldn't resist. I had to mute my microphone, as a matter of fact. That was straight out of 1967, the Peterson Gimlin Bigfoot footage. I was like, we finally found him in 2000. Did you? That was like a 1-to-1 ratio without the actual suit. I got to put that over.
Hey, I got the idea from you with the 360 camera, which we're going to see momentarily here on the screen as well, because I got that in the B-roll, because that 360, you walked completely around the whole thing. And man, it looked like you had your own personal cameraman for that.
Yeah, it was very cool. By the way, I run like Steven Seagal, so we're even there. How's that?
Fair.
Yeah, but the Osmo 360, the Osmo 360 has been just a staple. Setting up cameras in the garage gym, or when I'm trying to do something in a multicam shoot, that allows me, as long as I'm putting it in the middle somewhere, I literally have infinite amount of cameras to edit within DJI Studio. And also, one thing with the Pocket 3 that the Osmo 360 has, as far as giving you cinematic kind of footage or whatever you choose to do, is you can shoot in D-Log-M, and then in DJI Studio, it has an adjust to take D-Log-M and put it right in the Rec 709. And it looks, well, you saw, that's what I converted. I didn't go into the Resolve or Final Cut or anything like that. Literally just did it right within DJI Studio, and the colors came out really good.
Oh, it looked absolutely amazing. It's exceptional outside too, because you had some beach footage that, I mean, it looked like you were right there at the beach with you. I mean, it's incredible. And for everybody in here, it's tough to share all the links and all that good stuff. But if you drop down to the description, and I'll be saying this a lot in this stream, drop down to the description, you guys can click the links. And I actually put the coupon codes there for you as well, because with this current sale, you can actually stack. So there's already by default a massive discount. You can add our coupon codes onto that, and they'll add both of the two percentages together. That's where that, up to 80% comes into play. So you can stack coupon codes with this, unlike most places where, you get whatever the better of the two is, you can use both right here.
That's awesome. I have to look into it myself. Are we disqualified?
It's time to stock up. No, we're not. We're not. We can get stuff. I mean, we already got stuff to do this. So.
I'm ready. We have enough technology stuff and gadgets and everything. Oh, we
feel like the walls are closing in on me, but in a great way, because it's always cool to check out different tech products, and especially gaming products, because that's the most fun. Even though we can probably get more productivity out of the DJI products, but man, the gaming stuff is way more fun. Let's be real.
I totally agree with that. By the way, we should do like maybe an episode of Tech Hoarders instead of the regular version and see where we're at.
That could be a side channel for both of us. And all we have to do is just turn our cameras the opposite way. Man, we're good to go. At least I am. I mean,
I'm the most failed minimalist in history. I'm trying my best, but it's not working. Damn you.
It is easier to be that way, but yeah, there you go. They're not helping with that, but they're certainly helping with the deals. So, and I'm seeing a lot of positive comments here. Let me see. Does anybody remember that flip video camera? Sort of reminds me
I
of
had one of those.
Yeah.
My goodness, that was like 2009, 2010, I believe.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. This is that on steroids. This is that, taking up several tiers because and you just double click on the Pocket 3 and it can spin around. It can, it'll because sometimes if you're moving it around, it gets a little out of sync by design. I mean, it's supposed to because based on how you're angling it, but you just double click and it centers. And then you can go up, down, left, right if you want to. I mean, they've thought about including everything into that product. So I mean, I don't have
Well,
enough nice things
you
to
can
say
lock
about it.
one or the other too. You can lock one or
Right,
the other if you
right.
want to. Yeah, there's no, I mean, yeah, Pocket 3 is on steroids. There's no wellness policy on AliExpress or DJI. Just going right for it.
There you go.
No
Very true.
suspensions or anything.
And Jeremy Peoples. Yes, it's a great time right now to get on there. So I would definitely click those links, guys, and get yourself a deal. And I saw a comment before. I want to address it. Yes, the giveaways are for anybody. I was going to actually limit it to just US, but if you're in the UK, if you're in wherever you are, I'll ship it to you. So for everybody, we're going to do that on the tail end of the live stream tonight. But what's really cool is we're using StreamYard tonight, and StreamYard has made a giveaway tool that you can integrate into the live stream. So what I'm going to do when we get to the giveaways is I'll give you guys like a little hashtag, and you'll be able to just enter that in. That enters you in automatically. You'll pop up on screen if you're the winner. It'll cycle through everybody. It's a really cool and seamless way to do the giveaways effectively.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I didn't know they had that feature. You learn something new every day because that is the biggest, like, they haven't quite figured that out on a lot of platforms, like how to do these giveaways without it becoming like the old Black Friday where everybody just stops each other to get to it.
Well, it's one thing that always drove me crazy was actually I used to give away a lot of like mini PCs and stuff, and I do want to get back to doing some of that. And we've talked about obviously the walls closing in with all the stuff that I've got here from videos, but a lot of the pushback I got was people would not win, and they're like, "Oh wait, but how did you determine the winners?" And I was using all these plugins that worked, but there was no way to show it working, and that's what's really cool about this new tool that StreamYard has integrated into their setup.
I'm gonna put Chase on the spot right now and put it out there in the universe for everybody who's joining us. And I know this channel, it really does lean into gaming just like we do, and it's really great stuff. How would you guys feel if, because we're trying to get some deals with some racing sim companies, how would you feel if like Chase and I did a regular stream where we race each other, or maybe race people in the audience as well, where we can get stuff going with that? Because I think that'd be really cool.
Well, I'm going to jump in on this. I think it sounds great. And I think AliExpress actually does have some cool attachments and stuff like that I'd love to try. Maybe in a future stream, we do a more targeted sort of, because this is like we've covered a lot of different things. We've got camera equipment, we've got a drone, which we're going to talk about next. We've got gaming stuff. I think it would be really cool if we did some more pinpointed topics where it's like, hey, this is all the gaming stuff, maybe a racing specific one. That would be really cool.
Yeah. Oh, or maybe a Retromania wrestling stream where we can wrestle each other, because Michael Herman's
in the house.
Is that the same Michael Herman? Let's see if he comments again. Yeah, from Retrosoft Studios, Retromania Wrestling. I really did enjoy working with him.
Isn't there a character named like Stevie Richards in that game? I mean,
there's actually this is where Stevie Richards, the character and the man, can politic. I couldn't do it very well in wrestling, but video games, the Stevie Richards Fitness Gym is where you train in story mode in order to become and guess what? I'm terrible at the game, so it mirrors my career.
It's a great game though. Such a great roster on there. And it was a pleasure getting acquainted with Mike. And he always said the nicest things about you. And I actually met him prior to us meeting. So yeah, it's cool. Everything's kind of coming together for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small world, and it's great when people find each other. Myself, you,
good people specifically.
Good people. Yeah, especially when you're talking about the wrestling business. And then we got Mark Jindrak. He's a good dude as well. By the way, Mark, when Mark pulled the old trick out of the book when we wrestled against each other in Utica, New York, that it was too close to his hometown. To which I answered, I can't put you over because it's too far from mine. How's that? Makes as much sense, doesn't it?
I think we got a future topic for a video right there.
There you go. I
Uh,
did turn on in Lucha Libre USA too. I betrayed him, as you
he
said in the
he
chat.
showed me that footage because that's there's a new channel out there now with Lucha USA, something like that, and
Lucha Libre USA. Yeah.
yes, and it's got all of that cool footage that I guess he was telling me has just been kind of sitting for like the last 15 years or something like that. So it's cool that
Some of
that's
it
seeing the
should
light of
stay
day.
there. Some of it, including my commentary, should stay in the archive, the vault.
Well, you know who's behind that channel. You could put a word in to get some of that, silenced, I think.
Wanted somebody with a plaque behind them right there.
So no, not no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Somebody with multiple
You got your
plaques.
hands in everything right now. You're
No, it's
dipping it
not me.
all.
No,
Mark?
no. I don't know. I guess maybe I shouldn't. I'll say it. I'll get in trouble. Who knows? Zach's behind that channel, from my understanding, anyways. Zach's the producer of
Okay.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I know this has nothing to do, but if there's wrestling fans in here, you'll understand the story. It takes a great deal of practice and actual, like with football, they literally come, like Tom Brady's the best right now, Romo before. They were doing months and months of practice games where they would commentate. Sure. I didn't have that much time to prep. I just went in, and even with the production meetings, it wasn't much. And you could tell I needed weeks, if not months, of work to get better at that. So hopefully I have the opportunity again one day to commentate and rectify that. But yeah, I'm pretty ashamed of my performance.
I've only seen the one video. I didn't think it was bad.
Let me just hit the ring and kick Jindrak. You got Alex there next to me. No, Stevie, what are you doing? Stevie, no. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you cared that much about Jindrak. I wouldn't have done it. My God, it broke your heart.
It's certainly seemed that way.
Yeah.
Well, we talked briefly about the drone that I was doing a video on, and man, this is one thing. This is what I was talking about AliExpress. I didn't expect to find drones on there, and then drones that are actually affordable and work extremely well. So there is an amazing drone that I had the opportunity to test out here. If I can find my media assets on here, I'm going to show you guys.
Real quick, who's waiting outside. Separation anxiety. I was just trying to buy some time.
I would say so. I found it worked. That was a perfect segue. So, guys, let's check out this drone right here.
Right here, we have the Potensic Atom SE drone. And honestly, I think this is one of those products that's going to surprise a lot of people, because when we think about affordable 4K drones, usually you're thinking of something super basic or almost toy-like. But this is actually a legit travel drone. And at the time of this recording, the price point is right around $200 on AliExpress, thanks to the current summer sale, which honestly makes this an even crazier deal when considering what you're getting here. The first thing I noticed with this drone right here is how compact it is. Matter of fact, you could actually go ahead and fold this up and put it right inside an outer pocket on your backpack, or even into your hoodie if you wanted to. And because it weighs under 250 grams, you don't have to deal with drone registration. Now, what really impressed me is the fact that this is shooting 4K video with a Sony sensor, and at this price point, that's incredible. The footage actually looks really clean, especially outdoors during daytime. If you're someone that wants vacation footage, hiking footage, beach shots, road trip content, even YouTube B-roll, then this is definitely an option for you. And the battery life on here is a huge deal. They're claiming up to about 31 minutes of battery life off of a single charge. In my experience, I found that it lasted about 26 to 27 minutes on average, but that's not a big difference there, and obviously there's a lot of things that can impact the longevity of your battery life. But typically drones in this price range are going to die around 10 to 12 minutes, so 25 to 30 minutes is insane. I also love that this is an entry-level beginner-friendly option. You've got automatic takeoff, auto landing, we've got GPS return to home and follow modes all integrated right into this. All the stuff that makes flying way less intimidating if you're newer to drones. So honestly, at around $200 on AliExpress, thanks to the summer sale right here, plus you can get an additional 17% off with our coupon code, this is an amazing deal if you're in the market for a drone that's capable of shooting 4K.
Man. Awesome. Looks good.
When I say like pocket size, I mean, it doesn't get much smaller than this, and still has the ability for 4K footage. It's incredible. I just shared with you guys the link. Remember, the code that you can enter in there is in the description of this video. I lined everything up. I was actually super organized with that, so I'm going to put myself over there. But $152 right now with this insane deal on AliExpress. I mean, where can you get a drone that cheap?
No, you can't. I was going to just do a quick comparison because I have the Hover X1 Pro Max. That's what I filmed episode 100, called Open in the Football Field.
Yep.
That battery may last because they a lot of them try to do a safety measure, at least 10%, so it can get back, return to home, and land. So even with that time, if you get 20, the drone I have is probably around $1,300 with the 2 batteries and everything. Maybe 14 minutes.
Really?
You know
14?
I mean? Yeah, because it needs to.
Oh, wow.
Even if it's close, there's a safety measure. You can't kind of override too much with that. It's for good.
It's planning. Yeah, it's planning ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So even if you're a mile out, the 10% will get you back to the return home and land and everything. That design is right out of the book of the DJI Mavic Mini, correct?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, take a look.
Because I have one of those. I think it was Mavic Mini or the Mavic Air. I'm not sure which one was the one that folded up, but I had that many years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's this simple. You have the camera right here, which you can position as well. And here, not even in frame. You can see opens up very nice. So it is a good size, but I love how compact it can get when you want to actually store it or travel with it. And yeah, I found it to last. They're saying, you know, you can obviously there's a lot of things that factor into how long it's going to last, you know, even the amount of wind. And it was a pretty windy day when I tested it out, but I found instead of 30 minutes like they were saying, it was closer to like 25 or so, but still, I mean, that's almost double what you were saying the $1,300 one is.
For literally like, you know, $200 or 100, what was 150, and then you get that unit, you get the coupon code. $150. So basically about 10% cost of what I paid for that, for the $1,300. The thing with drones, and I love this, if you're somebody that wants to shoot unique shots, you don't have to fly it and do, if you just wanted to hover, set it up as if it's just you got the world's tallest tripod or something like that.
Right.
You can get so many unique shots from profile, above, like the Diablo 3/4 overhead angle. You can get, if you just want to add it as another camera from your static, what we call an A cam, like what we're looking at here is the main camera, then a B camera or something where you can get a unique shot, and then even overlay with like CCTV kind of grainy looking footage. If you feel like, well, it's a little, you know, it's shaking and doing whatever, you can have a very unique setup and get camera shots and angles you would never dream of. And by the way, don't need to bring a tripod. You don't need to bring, you know, a bunch of other stuff to set it up. You just fly it, get the shot you want, and you're done. And like you said, and you might not think it's a long time, but we shot the entire episode 100 opening, which took about 13, 14 minutes until it returned to home. And that was multiple takes and multiple angles, moving it around as I had the drone on. You can shoot an entire YouTube video within those 25 to 30 minutes, depending upon the weather.
For sure. Especially if you're using it for B-roll, which I think is what most content creators would probably use it for, because you're going to end up cutting all that down considerably too. But I was always, and one thing I do want to mention before I forget about it is there's 2 batteries that are included. So, you know, you only get maybe 25, 30 minutes off each one, but they give you 2 that come in that one bundle, which is awesome. But I was always nervous about getting into drones. The last time I used a drone was probably I think my father got me and the kids a drone. Like it was probably like a $50 drone. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it lasted about 4 minutes. And I ended up shooting it into the woods. We had to get another one. This thing takes off on its own. It's got automatic takeoff. You can have tracking built into it, and it lands itself, which is incredible. So no matter where you are, you can have it set down exactly where it took off. So you don't have to stabilize anything manually. You literally just let the thing do its thing itself, which, you know, for those that are new to drones, they can be scary. They can be, you know, a little nerve wracking to throw this up into the air, but it does all the hard work for you. It's really pretty idiot proof.
Yeah. And the one thing I had before, I had a DJI Phantom 3 standard, and I actually have the footage somewhere where it did. This is early days before the GPS really got locked and the, you know, dude, it in the video, it flew so close to my eye. I'm not good at like the boxing and parrying and out of the way, but I was good that day, man. It was coming right at me, full speed for no reason. I was like, what in the world is this? But my wife laughed. I got to find the footage. I have it somewhere from the old
Oh,
tech
that's a
channel I used
gem.
to do
That
before.
could be a viral short for you right there.
Oh God, that was almost I was almost in the hospital. I would have been viral there.
Man.
But the thing I bought for that, because I did a lot of work in fields and stuff, doing workouts and yoga and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Hey, on probably AliExpress definitely sells it. A little mini like helicopter foldable landing pad. It's like a almost look like a collapsible green screen where you go in and
Oh, yeah.
round, put it in the
Mhm.
bag. So you could probably get one of those off AliExpress, and if it'll land on there and cover the grass, so you don't have to worry about the propellers,
Right.
getting jammed up or anything like that.
Right. Or you could also mow your lawn with it too if you don't want to use that. So depending on how high the
You
grass
look like you
is.
needed one of
But
those robot
it
lawnmowers from your channel to start working, man.
I know, right? And the controller on here, honestly, you'll find a lot of amazing features, but for me, it was the fact that the knobs right here for the joysticks are built
Oh,
right into the
wow.
design, which is really cool. So you just literally just pop them out and you thread them on yourself, couple turns and it's good to go because what's the first thing that's going to get, hung up on things when you put it in a backpack? These. So just genius design right there. Just
Or
the
lost when
little
you remove
things like
them.
that.
Or
Yeah.
lost when you put them in your bag and they're in the bottom of the pot. You
Exactly. So
can't
they
find
they
them.
literally just press right in here, just like so, and they store. I mean, it's actually a challenge to get them out, which is what you want. So
Yeah.
awesome design here. Um, really impressed by this. And there's other review videos on YouTube you guys can check out. This obviously was a little bit shorter, but amazing reviews from everybody that uses this. It's a amazing entry level, budget friendly option that really has a lot of value. $152, guys. Click the links, check it out. Use the coupon codes for this and the other things so you can get up to 80% off on the biggest AliExpress sale of the year.
Very cool. Yeah, man, we're gonna go over the 2 hour mark at this
I
point.
know, right? I know.
That's okay. It's a good problem.
I was nervous. I was like 2 hours, man, but the two of us, man, we've always we get on the phone in the morning sometimes and it's like, "Oh man, we just talked for 45 minutes." Like it's crazy. It's a good problem to have.
Really, pretty much what we're doing right now, the same exact stuff, and trying to figure out, hey,
Exactly.
the kiss of death in wrestling, like Octagon Jr. found out, it'd be cool, but you and have it'd be cool conversations that are actually positive and good, and nobody
Yeah.
breaks their neck.
Right, exactly. And shout out to Monty Taylor here. Awesome dude. Count me in for Tech Hoarders channel. Awesome. Yeah.
Hey, we had another
Oh,
name called Tag Team Tech because we're
tag.
going to put some wrestling into that. Yeah.
I
So
love it. I love it. Yeah, for the Hoarder channel, I literally just switched this camera around. I've got arcade one-ups that I mounted over here. I've got such a mess because I downsized and went from a full studio that was like, man, 8 rooms into I'm back at my home studio, which is pretty awesome, but it's much smaller square footage. So yeah, Tech Hoarders could be a very easy one for me.
could I just talk about my wife, which I talk about her all the time and love her more
Absolutely.
than anything? We are currently in the new studio. It looks exactly like the old studio. That was the second bedroom. Now, I will give you a little bit of history. When I started the fitness business, or I was trying to make a real go at it with the YouTube channel, my wife literally said I was in the second bedroom. I had some racks and stuff. I had very little stuff in there. And she goes, let's just turn the entire apartment into a gym and let's go for it with the business. And it was successful. And I was very happy. I'm talking about sunroom, living room, dining room, everything was completely converted over as I was doing wrestling podcast in the living room, like right there with the desk. This time she said, you know what? Let's just switch bedrooms. So the second bedroom is now our bedroom. The master now has more room. And I fought her on that because I was like, I don't want to do that. But she knows I'm a tech hoarder. So here we go. But it was she's awesome. I can't say it enough.
I love it.
I really,
And
I'm married way, way up out of my league.
well, that's the way if you're going to do it, that's the way to do it for you anyways. Maybe for her, different story, but
she's just like, what is this maniac all about?
well, they're going to find out sooner or later, right?
In the morning. I have an idea. I got to text Chase or somebody, let them know.
Well, it's funny. You go to bed so early. I go to bed so late. We'll actually like once in a while. I've seen you like read text messages from me. I haven't gone to bed yet, and you're just getting up for the next day. So
It works out perfect with the companies we're working overseas because we're both talking to them at the same time.
Right, just on different ends of the spectrum. But it's funny, while you were talking about the home studio, and this wasn't a part of things, but I'm going to provide a link for anybody that might be interested in any sort of home studio products. It's not what we're highlighting today, but I dropped a link there because AliExpress has some amazing options. You have the panels behind you. They have very similar panels, soundproofing, all that good stuff. So you guys can use those links and of course, the coupon codes that are in the description of this video for literally anything on there. Again, up to 80% off. So no matter what you're looking for, now's the time to stock up, guys. Definitely check it out.
Let me ask you a question about that. And I know we tend to go off on little tangents. Hopefully people enjoy that.
That's all right.
What I've been looking for, I got a podcast table here. I love it. But my whole thing, especially since I got a 24-inch touch monitor for Ecamm Live and other things, I've been looking for one of those like legitimate kind of, I guess, music production or video production consoles that have the rack shelves built into them. Yeah. So I can put my Mac Studio, my Thunder, but they also, a couple of them have the thing where you can put a display, like it has a hole in the desk.
Oh yeah.
And that's where you can put like the display to reference monitor and do other things. So I was going to look on AliExpress and see if they had something like that, because those things they're expensive, but then again, like I'm willing, I don't care, if it's a little lighter material or whatever, as long as I can get the utility out of it. I'd have to think AliExpress has all that stuff.
I'm sure. And you know what? I feel like sometimes with the US market, things are just unnecessarily expensive. I've found the same things like the MIYOO Mini Plus, not to keep bringing it up early, but that's way more money. That's way more money on places like Amazon or any US based stores. It's sometimes double the price or, 25% more. Here we've got it for way less. So yeah, you can find just about anything on there. I'm sometimes having to force myself to not go on there because I'm constantly finding stuff that I could use, especially for, exactly, especially for creating more content. So,
well, you and I are like Soldier Boy. We're just boys with a dream. That's all we are. We're just a couple of guys with a dream.
And the drone was a surprise, but this was an even bigger surprise. 3D printers on AliExpress at ridiculously low prices. I mean, guys, check this out.
Next up, we have the Magcubic L018 Smart Projector, and this is honestly one of my favorite types of tech products because it instantly changes a room without needing some huge complicated setup. The cool thing here is it's basically an all-in-one smart projector, so you're not plugging in a bunch of external boxes or streaming sticks because Android 14 is already built right into this. That means that you've got Netflix, you've got YouTube, you've got apps, you've got streaming, everything right on the projector, ready to go. And at the time of this recording, this projector is sitting at right around $113 on AliExpress's summer sale, which honestly feels like a crazy deal for something that offers as much as this does. Now, the image quality on here is actually really solid too. It's offering native 1080p resolution, plus it has 650 ANSI lumens, so it's bright enough for nighttime movie setups, bedrooms, dorm rooms, apartments, all kinds of stuff. You can even use this outdoors if you wanted to. What I really like though is the convenience factor here. The built-in stand lets you angle it super easily and make adjustments. The autofocus plus auto keystone correction means that you can literally point this thing at a wall or ceiling and it automatically fixes the image for you. You don't have to do any manual adjustments. And those are the kind of features that make people actually use products more often because it removes the annoying setup process. Because this has a built-in speaker, it really does make this an all-in-one setup that's truly plug and play. So for around $113 during this sale, this feels like one of those impulse buy tech products that you end up using a whole lot more than you expected.
Did I say 3D printer?
You said 3D projector. Printer. I don't know. I know this does a lot. I don't know if it's 3D. Let me see. No, I don't have a phone case.
By 3D printer, we do have a 3D printer. Just for the record, guys, we do have a 3D printer, but that's a projector. I clicked the wrong media asset there. But
although I am very underweight in the B-roll and I'm weak, this is very light. Anybody can carry it around. So there you go.
And fully adjustable. You got built-in speakers. We do have a 3D printer though, and we will be highlighting that momentarily.
Yeah, you can store it like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Love it. And you were able to play, you were playing PS5 on there or were you playing PC on there?
Hey, get it right. PS5 Pro, buddy, and the extra
PS5.
however $2,000 you're paying for that now today. No, I was playing. I was very, very shocked, especially with a PS5 Pro, which you really definitely they recommend 4K, HDR, all this stuff.
Right.
This is 1080p projector, which you have to factor in the price. When everybody says 4K, 1080p projector, it was really good, and that's a textured light blue wall at like 2 p.m. in Florida. It's sunny, and you can see I did not close the curtains or anything. That's natural light coming in, and I did not feel like it was washed out too much. I'm talking about like it wasn't a white wall or anything, which usually white screens and everything, it's going to be, very much easier. But literally, I did it in the gym. I didn't have any B-roll of that, but I should have got it. The garage gym, I just put it up on the wall, and it was playing YouTube, playing sport, and the fact that it has speakers and Bluetooth, by the way, guess what I could do? Pair my Bluetooth headphones in the gym. So at, like you said, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm not bothering anybody. So Bluetooth also, it can pair up with a bunch of different stuff. It saw my Logitech MX Master 3. It saw the keyboard. It saw my phone. I was able to mirror. I was able to do a bunch of different stuff with it. So
it does really so much more than just being a standard projector. There's so much more integrated in, and it's Android, right, that it uses?
Mm-hmm. So it's very open source. So, I didn't try to sideload any apps. There is an app store on there.
But you could if you wanted to.
Could if you want. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I'm telling you.
But it's got Netflix. It's got all that stuff integrated right in.
Also, what I did was here with the USB-A, I was able to plug in a thumb drive and an external drive, and it saw it, and it was able to play the videos. So if you have photos and family slideshows or anything else, you could either just mirror it with the phone, screen.
So if you're away from Wi-Fi, you could put your own media in there and enjoy it that way.
If you're one of those people that love torturing your family members with slideshows and over-explained, this guy said we was friends. Yeah, we've all been there.
We've all got that crazy aunt that's just hoarding videos and photos for everybody to see. So there you go. Yeah. And what's crazy is we mentioned the price point before, but with the current deal, because remember I mentioned that we can do the standard sale stuff plus our coupon code, and the coupon code for this one, for those that don't want to just drop down and copy and paste it from the description, is CBN18. That actually makes the price of this just $84, which is insane. So where can you get a projector for $84 that has all of that integrated right into it?
Oh, yeah, with the speaker, I think, because a lot of them have very weak speakers. These speakers obviously aren't going to be like a full surround sound system, but they're very, very good. So if you're somebody that just wants to, if you want your kid to have something, but you don't want to give them a flat screen TV, put it up there, and you want to be able to, when they misbehave like I did when I was a kid, just take it. Just take it out of the room. And
you're not having to unwire things. Yeah.
Listen to them sob and cry and whine all night long because you took their precious projector out of their bedroom. Get better grades, Jimmy.
There you go. So guys, click that link if you're interested. But remember, you don't have to get the projector. You can get whatever you're looking for on AliExpress. Click those links and just honestly use our coupon code, because that's going to get you guys an additional discount on top of the massive savings that's already part of the AliExpress Summer Sale, the biggest sale of the year. Now, I saw...
now, is there an expiration, by the way? I just wanted to say, because people probably want to know.
All of June. So, yeah, I think it may go down a little bit, but I know that there's part of it that's June 1st to the 10th. We're obviously at the 4th right now, so don't wait. But I believe that this stuff's going to be, the majority of the savings is going to be June. So you got some time, but not too much time. And yes, I jumped the gun with the 3D print. Now we got to do the 3D printer next, but I do want to highlight this right here. So I just happened to see this. Will WCW versus NWO Revenge, the Starcade edition, be released as on a physical copy for $100 each? You can download that for free. So I think this is something we have to go into. That's why I wanted to highlight it. Have you seen RGT just did a video on this, and I've been meaning to watch it. I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen bits and pieces of the Starcade edition.
No, I got it because we did the mod, the mod just in that video with the B-roll for the projector. No, that sounds pretty incredible, especially just I don't know any details. I got to watch the RGT85. He's one of my favorite YouTubers when it comes to the gaming space.
Absolutely.
Outside Chase Brogan. That's how I got that in there. But if they have the old Starcades in there, like 83 with Harley and Rick and, you know, Night of the Skywalkers, 86, you know, that's where I'm going to be like, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm not going to be mad about it, but I'll be even happier if they include the older Starcades in there.
But you don't have to pay $100 for it. That's 2K pricing right there. You can get that for free. Download it. And I've gotten a lot of
you get all the characters and everything right off the bat.
There you go. You don't have to, you can go right into exhibition, play your favorite match with your favorite player, whatever attire you want to use, whatever pay-per-view. You don't have to pay extra for any of it. You don't have to pay a dime for any of it. So we're putting them over right now, but I got to say it because I got so much heat on YouTube because I just used a physical copy for a thumbnail and, you know, just used it for, I thought it would do better. And it did. The thumbnail was better because it was a physical copy and people roasted me for it. You shouldn't be promoting this stuff. You know, why should people pay for it? It was just a prop. So don't pay for it. Don't pay $100. Don't pay $5 for it. You can download it for free. Just shout out the good people that make that stuff happen.
Well, dude, we might have said it like no less than 47 times during the video. So
right. For sure.
Just thumbnail police all around YouTube, I guess.
Hey, but you, as the content creator, we got to do what we got to do, right?
I get it too. I get it. Trust me.
I watched that video. RGT is pretty cool. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I've never met him. We've talked a little bit through like comments and stuff, but I've never met him. I saw him at a TNA show, but we didn't, you know, get to, you know, get introduced or anything like that. So
one day we've never met yet. Like
in person, correct?
Yeah.
In person. So, all right, guys. So I jumped the gun with a 3D printer. So I think we got to highlight the 3D printer because a 3D printer on AliExpress for rock bottom prices, it's definitely pretty cool. Definitely pretty cool. So let's take a look.
Now here we have the ANYCUBIC Kobra 4 Combo 3D printer, and this is honestly one of the coolest products in the entire stream. Multicolor 3D printing used to be something only super expensive printers could really do well. The big feature here is the ability to print in multiple colors automatically. So instead of constantly having to change filament manually during a print, this system handles it all for you, which makes the whole process way easier and way more user-friendly. And at the time of this recording, this thing is sitting around $199 price point on AliExpress during the summer sale, which honestly feels pretty insane when considering that multicolor printing used to cost way more than this. This means that you can create fully colored models, miniatures, cosplay parts, logos, decorations, prototypes, all kinds of stuff with way less effort than traditional printers. And this thing is fast too. Print speeds up to 600 millimeters per second are seriously impressive, especially at this price range. I also love that they focused on making this super user-friendly with automatic leveling and setup features because getting started with 3D printing can sometimes feel intimidating for people that are brand new to it. This is definitely one of those products where technology that used to be super high-end and inaccessible to most is finally becoming affordable for regular people. For around $199 during this AliExpress summer sale, this honestly feels like a crazy value if you ever wanted a 3D printer or you just simply wanted to upgrade to something with multicolor support.
Crazy. Now, I said it was right under 200 bucks. It's actually around 170 right now. Obviously, prices they do fluctuate because there is an exchange difference there, but $30 less than I thought it was, you know, upon initially going through everything. So insane.
I'm going to say this right now. This is, especially for that price, if you've never done it or you're thinking about doing it, or you're just not sure and you're some kind of hobbyist or DIY person, and even if you don't feel so technically proficient at it, you got to get this. Dude, this is one of those things, like I, you know, in the wrestling term, I marked out for the little handheld thing that had all the games and everything. But I've been eyeing 3D printing for probably about 10 years. And like you said, the learning curve, the infrastructure, the resources, like the 3D print files, all that stuff, they were very sparse, or you didn't know where to get them for many years. And excuse me, and the price the price of the printer was so prohibitive. And from what people told me, even with the filament and everything, there was so much inefficiency with the filament. You would use up a lot of filament without getting a print. You have a lot of other stuff. There wasn't the automatic color, filament detection, or like it had automatic refills in that B-roll. We've been around a tech for a long time. You and I have been very experienced. Sometimes you get a little numb to it all. Dude, I had the exact opposite reaction with this 3D printer. I was literally like, holy, you know what? This is like being a kid again. This is like an erector set type thing, if you're old enough to remember those. I can't quite put my finger on the excitement about having a 3D printer after all these years of just maybe, and it was price point, even at $500. Is this going to be a hobby that I'm going to want to, pursue? Is it going to be in the corner of the studio as part of the tech quarter room or anything like that? And I can tell you,
it's going to be in one of those rooms.
Yeah, it's going to be in a room. But you used the word too that really, before this 3D printer came into my home and studio, I was saying, okay, well, if it starts printing, is it going to be like 2 or 3 days and I have to record and the noise and blah, blah, blah? No, they've gotten so much faster. And for the price, I mean, I can't say no. You said it's less right now. So depending
170 and the amount of filament that comes with it, 170. I mean, it's crazy. It really is.
The amount of filament that came with this thing, I was just like, they came in a couple of batches to a point where I was like, come on, just stop sending me filament. I got enough for now.
I know it's crazy what value there is on this. And guys, you guys can, if you're even remotely curious about 3D printing.
It didn't look cheap in the B-roll for everybody watching. I was expecting before it came, and I'm sorry, now I'm like going off on a tangent again.
No.
But I'm like, you expect it to be just like even picking up the box. I was like, oh my God, I have a herniated disc. Please take it easy on me. But really, like I thought it was going to be like a rinky dink kind of like the old drone, like what you taught, little toy 3D printer, dude.
Right.
That screen, the menu, you got to be kidding me, right? It's insane.
Right. No, it really is. And for those that are watching, we got an opportunity to pick out what we wanted to include in this too. So it's not like we just we got a list and we're promoting stuff that we're not interested in. We literally went through here and looked at, okay, we're interested in this, and this. And you were the one that jumped out of your skin for the 3D printer. You were like, dude, $200 for all of this, like we got to check that out. And that's how this came to be. And man, it definitely didn't disappoint. I've watched a lot of, because this one was sent to you, I watched a lot of review videos on YouTube. It's a relatively new product. I think it actually just hit AliExpress this week, but obviously YouTubers, content creators got it early. So I went through like 6 videos, and man, not one person had a bad thing to say about it. Everybody was just blown away like we are at the quality and the quantity that you get with the filament, and just the time it takes to put everything together. It's really a great deal for those that are considering getting a 3D printer, man. This one will not disappoint, and it's not going to break the bank too, because that's something I always look for. If I'm going to get into a new hobby, I don't want it to become like gaming became a money pit for me, especially arcade gaming. How many arcades I got. Like, I want something that, all right, this is what the price is. It gives me the whole experience. I'm not going to go over budget with it. That's this product right here, $170.
Yeah. And at the same time, I think what we're talking about here, but especially with the 3D printer and what the prices used to be, this is what technology is all about. The accessibility of technology is that the quality goes up and the price goes down. The competition causes the product and the space to get even better and even more accessible. And almost in a way, what I've seen with the videos and reviews on this 3D printer, the only way I could use it metaphorically is it's Apple-like, iOS-like. If you have an iPhone or something simple like that, it really, outside of like the paradox of choice of all the 3D print files, your one question that's going to hold you up longer than anything is, what am I going to print first? Right. That's, I just go for the iPhone case. I'm about to do the our silicone wedding rings. I want to see if I can
Okay.
do
That'd be
custom
cool,
ones
yeah.
with different colors and maybe stripes. My wife is her favorite color is red. Do a red one for her.
That'd
If
be
I
really
want
cool.
something, and I even talked about, I have some stuff all, tech orders, right? We have stuff all over the desk here. I'm like, man, I could 3D print a mount from my Mac Studio, the Thunderbolt dock, and I can't do it under the desk, but maybe I could 3D print a brace that will go underneath, but the actual mount is on the edge of the desk. It's just like the choices are limitless.
Right. No, it's very true, and you can. What I need to do is to 3D print something to just contain all the cables and all this stuff that I have here. It's organized chaos, but still chaos, and you can do all that. There's so much open source files that you can access to literally make just about anything possible. So really cool.
You know what I would love to 3D print? I don't think this machine would do it. We can't ask for everything. It does a lot. Actually, 3D printing a new studio that we can put all our stuff into.
There you go. Well, they are 3D printing buildings now. I've seen
Yeah,
some
they're
videos
falling
on that.
apart now for some. So they're just like the regular ones that they're building
Yeah.
these days.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's one thing that doesn't always with technology, sometimes things go the wrong way, but it's cool to see that at least with 3D printing, it hasn't. We were talking about not to get off topic, but we were talking about hard drives and SSDs before this. Man, that's something that prices have skyrocketed on. So it's cool when you see stuff that's like, oh wow, you can get something like this or the 3D printer for far less than you could 5 years ago when this stuff, really started to kind of flood the markets.
Yeah, outside of anything that requires RAM and storage space right
Different
now,
story there. Yeah.
you're in a good spot. But yeah,
Mhm.
if you have some storage and other things and nothing's wrong with it, I would just hold on. I looked on Amazon for some NAS drives, and I was like $300 a piece for 4 terabytes each. Ooh, I don't need the backup
insane.
that bad.
I know it's crazy the pricing that we have these days. And as a gamer, these games these days are taking up so much space. So you do need to have, and you probably want to have an SSD in most cases, but man, the prices are just, it's pricing a lot of people out of gaming in a lot of ways.
Oh, not
Now
this not this game.
you know what? We keep mentioning it so much. Let's bring it up here.
I'm sorry, man. I just can't help myself.
The
Cannot help
MIYOO Mini.
myself.
Let's take a look at the MIYOO Mini, and I've actually done some videos on the MIYOO Mini in the past. So let's take a closer look at this option right here for handheld gamers and retro gamers.
Now here's another retro handheld game console, the MIYOO Mini Plus. I've done a lot of videos on the MIYOO Mini Plus here on my channel, but this thing has become insanely popular in the retro gaming community, and once you hold it, you kind of understand why. Now, I have used the MIYOO Mini Plus for several years. I'm a big fan of this handheld. In fact, it's one of my favorite portable handheld devices because it's so small and easy to carry with you. You can easily slide this into your pocket. You can travel with it easily. It has a great battery life on it, but it plays a ton of games, and most importantly, it's plug and play, and it comes loaded with thousands of games. In a lot of ways, this is the ultimate retro gaming handheld. It's super compact, fits right inside your pocket, but still has a really nice IPS display. It's a 3.5-inch IPS display, and enough power to play classic systems like Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Genesis, PS1 even, and arcade games. All of that crammed right into this compact device. And at the time of this recording, it's sitting at right around $63 thanks to the AliExpress Summer Sale, which honestly makes this one of the most affordable ways to jump into retro gaming on the go. Now, one thing that people really love about this, aside from just the layout design and the offering of games that come preloaded on here, is the fact that it uses Onion OS, which is an amazing software that has lots of updates and is super user-friendly. So while handhelds seem to be getting bigger and bigger and offering bigger displays, this one leans into being compact and easy to carry with you. And at this rock-bottom price point of just $63 at the time of this recording, it's a deal that you really can't beat.
Now, I did you a disservice by not showing you in the gameplay, and I just realized that now. I got Taker, and I think it was Vince on there.
Yeah,
you're in that game.
I am in that game. By the way, everybody out there.
My bad.
By the way, I'm not going to hold that to you.
I just realized that now. I was like, why did I do that?
Well, I'll bury myself now too. I tried to get fancy, and I shot in S-Log 3 Cine on my FX30, and it tends to be very washed out and everything. And then you put the color grade back in. So if it looks a little muted compared to Chase's, I got a little too cute. I just didn't shoot an auto. But I want to let everybody know the sound you're hearing, even over your voiceover in that B-roll, it's this little speaker right here in the corner. That's where the sound is coming from.
And I had it on like 30. It goes up
Yeah.
to, I think, 100. So
Now
yeah,
this,
it's not distorted or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just to show you this too, in the back of it, this was something here that was awesome. Shoulder buttons or trigger buttons on the back, much like we have on the PS5 Pro and Xbox and other stuff like that.
Right.
The screen, it doesn't do it justice. Maybe this does.
Oh, it looks
just
great
how
there, yeah.
bright the screen is and how responsive all the controls are. We were playing a bunch of games, and usually sometimes with some OSs, you have, it builds up. The cache fills up, and you kind of have to restart it to do whatever. With any piece of technology that has RAM,
of course,
this thing hasn't slowed down at all on longer gaming sessions. Matter of fact, it has so many games on it. I didn't know the game I was in was even on this thing. So I played Super Baseball 2020, Tetris, obviously, Super Bomberman. What else did I play? Tekken 2, there's Street Fighter, there's Streets of Rage 1 and 2, all the greatest. I think WrestleFest was on it too. I don't know if I missed that.
One of the arcade
ones.
Yeah, I think it's in MAME.
It's
tough because sometimes they'll do classic, sometimes they'll do MAME, so you kind of have to look around for the arcade. But and I'm not sure, you can always add your own games on there too, which is cool. And that's Onion OS, which is the operating system that they use. It's probably, in my opinion, the best OS for handhelds. It's the most customizable. They have like thousands of themes that you can choose. So if you get tired of the current one on there right now, there's themed ones. Like I know they have like Pokemon ones, they have Mario ones. It's crazy what's integrated into that software that you can literally just download it straight to your unit. I mean, it's incredible.
Another thing too, USB-C, also rechargeable battery. The battery life, I charged it when I got it. It still had a 50% charge. Haven't charged it since then. Hasn't even really gone down at all. So I'm very, very sad. Also headphone jack. So if you want to just do that, there's the ports on the bottom right there.
Right. So, and that slot in the center is the SD card slot that's where all your games are. That's where, everything is, but you can actually expand upon that too if you wanted to. I forget what capacity comes on here, to be honest. I think there's different options, but you could always, you can always kick it up to a 256 or a 512 if you want to. So really cool. And I got to highlight Wrestle 64 here. Good taste in games. I get completely roasted for my taste in games. So thank you, Wrestle 64, for that. I need that once in a while because I try to get out of my own way, but man, I like what I like. And it's WrestleFest, it's the SmackDown games, and then racing games. I'm a huge fan of racing games.
Yeah, I also want to do some flight sim stuff maybe here on the channel. I haven't really had it set up yet, but I got all those honeycomb ones and everything. You can see what you think I was bad at wrestling. Wait until you see flying.
I've never done the flight sims. It's funny. I've been at CES a couple times now, I think 3 years in a row, and they have all the cockpits. They have all that stuff, but man, the line is a mile long. And even as a content creator with a couple subs, man, you still got to wait in that line. So you don't get special treatment at those things. But next year, that's going to be my main focus. Get in early and check out the flight sim stuff, check out the cockpits and all the million accessories that they have that go with all that stuff.
I think we're planning early on to do that together, to go out there together. Dan,
yes,
that's going to be. I think that's my bedtime. My goodness, I just realized that.
Well, maybe the change though will be a benefit. I don't know. Even with the time difference with Vegas, I still think you're going to be screwed on that one. That's
okay. It's worth it once in a while. My wife encourages me to once in a while stretch my legs and do whatever. But yeah, I mean. This is the kind of stuff I love to do. So when we joke about after bedtime or past my bedtime, right. I get truly excited about this, and got excited when we started doing stuff together. And this is a great evolution on this. And I thought the same thing. I'll go back to the theme in the beginning. I thought the same thing when you said, we're going to do, AliExpress. Would that be? I was like, is there anything on there that's any good, or is it just cheap stuff that's going to break or anything like that. And you're like, dude, no, you got to check it out. And then we started looking through the list, and I was still like, then these two things and the 3D printer came in, and especially you could see how I'm waxing poetic about this thing.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I was wrong. See, just like in my marriage, I admit when I'm wrong.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think it's just, people have gotten used to stuff coming from overseas and it just not being quality. And the stuff that we see in the US market pretty much all came from there anyways. So this is an opportunity to get stuff for much less. I mean, currently we were talking about, and it's when does it ever work out this way? The prices that I'm quoting in the B-roll here, which were a couple of days ago that we filmed that, it's less now. It never goes that way. So it's $46 and like 84 cents currently for the MIYOO Mini Plus. So I mean, it's a no-brainer. Who can't part with $46 for all that retro gaming that's already preloaded and packed into it, ready to go? It's insane.
Well, I'll give you an example. And even though that it's an amazing device and everything, but you have to think of cost. I have a Steam Deck OLED. So Philly accent hit me right there. Steam Deck OLED. There we go. I have that and I love that device. It's awesome. But you know what? I've been picking this up way more since it came here because it was just, curiosity, what games are on there, everything like that. But it's just an easy pick up and play. And I know when I pick one of these games up, it is pick up and play some Tetris, play some Super Baseball 2020, SmackDown, WrestleFest or whatever, 10, 15, 20 minutes. We have fun, put it back down, get back to work. It's kind of it's a casual gameplay. It doesn't feel like I need to sit down for 2-3 hours, which I do enjoy at times, but no.
Right. Time and a place. Yeah.
Yeah. You and I have talked about it overextending ourselves way too much. So this is
Story
the
of our
perfect
lives.
thing. This is the perfect thing. If you're working so hard that you're on course on the fast track for a heart attack, and then you can play it in the hospital when you're recovering. How's that?
Go. I mean, I kill so much time in the parent pickup line waiting for my kids because here I actually have to get there at 3:00. They don't get out till 3:25, and then the process just starts then. So put that in your glove box, put that in your center console, pull it out, play. Obviously, when you're in park or the car's off, but man, it's slides right in your pocket. You take it out, you play for a little while. And the cool thing about retro gaming is it has save and load states built into it. So you can resume wherever you left off, which is really cool. So huge fan.
Also, favorites. So we talked about thousands of games on here. It's easy to get lost and miss it. You can favorite a game and go right to it. So
right.
Yeah, I've been pretty just astounded. I feel like a kid again. Hopefully I'll continue to look younger. I'm going to just stick to the story. The more I play video games, hopefully I can, we're like, dude, we're like less than half a year away from a 55 plus community right now. It's scary.
So we talked about obviously affordable options like the MIYOO Mini Plus, but I've got the Retroid Pocket 5 right here, and we're actually giving that away tonight. So I know we're talking a lot about products right now. Stick with us because we're going to be giving this away. But let's take a closer look at the Retroid Pocket 5.
The Retroid Pocket 5. This is by far my favorite product that we're highlighting in this live stream. This is insane. If you're a retro gamer, you gotta check this out. We've got a 5.5-inch AMOLED display, so retro games instantly pop on here. The colors are super vibrant, but this thing is more than just a basic retro handheld. There's a lot of handhelds out there on the market. AliExpress, in fact, has a ton of them, but this one has a lot of power backing it. In fact, you can get into PS2, GameCube, cloud gaming, Android gaming, and so much more very easily on here. And at the time of this recording, this thing is sitting around $246 on AliExpress during the summer sale, which honestly puts us in a really interesting spot because you're getting a surprisingly premium handheld experience for under 250 bucks. Now this handheld game console right here offers Hall effect analog sticks, which is really hard to find on what I consider to be a budget-friendly handheld device. We also have incredible active cooling on here, which is really nice because once you start getting into higher-end emulation, heat management actually matters a lot for stable performance. And because this runs on Android 13, you can do way more than just retro gaming on here. You can stream games, you can use cloud gaming apps, download Android games, even remote play from consoles. That's a lot of flexibility built right into this one unit. Honestly, this feels like a sweet spot in retro handheld handheld gaming right now because it gives you premium features without going into super expensive territory. For under $250 during the AliExpress sale, this is definitely one of the most impressive handheld gaming devices that I've seen in this price point.
Now, what's crazy about this though is we talked about the MIYOO Mini Plus being able to play, PlayStation 1, a little bit N64, classic arcade, but main focus is what I call retro. This kicks it up several notches. We have a much bigger screen on here. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but PS2 on a handheld, even in anywhere near this price range, is incredible. GameCube, and you can even get a little bit of Wii working on here too. So crazy amount of emulation that can be done on here. This does not come with the games pre-installed, so you do have to do a little bit of legwork with setup and stuff like that. But the cool thing about being able to do it yourself is you can make it your own experience. You can add the games you actually want to play on here rather than having, 100,000 games that you're only going to play a handful of. So really cool stuff.
Well, I think the point of the whole thing is choice. Whether you're going to go for something like this, preloaded, just pick it up and do it, or you tend to get into the weeds a little bit more with that. That's always been something with me, where sometimes it works out with doing the loading of the games and making sure everything. But some people, it just gets to be, I just want to pick it up and play. So either way, but the fact you get all that for half the price of the mentioned before Steam Deck OLED is really, really strong with that. So does it have a micro SD card slot, all that stuff and everything too?
It sure does. Yep. So I actually put in my own SD card, integrated in my own games, and again, made it what I wanted it to be. You see in the B-roll there, I am a guy that likes what I like. I'm always in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I'm into the wrestling games. I'm into Mario Kart 64. No matter what the capabilities are, I'm always going to lean towards what I like. So that's why I chose to jump into the older collections. But, you got to remember there's so many people out here that, I grew up on N64, Dreamcast, and classic arcade. That was home for me. But there's so many people that grew up on those later console collections that are harder to emulate on handhelds, especially without breaking, the bank account wide open. So PS2, GameCube, Wii, cloud gaming is possible on here. YouTube is possible on here. So you can watch the Chase Brogan channel. You can watch the Stevie Richards show. You can do all that right from this. So it's not just for gaming, but obviously you could tell it's meant for some level of gaming.
Yeah, I'd recommend the Chase Brogan channel first before the Stevie Richards show.
Depending on what you're into, depending on if you're a wrestling fan.
The gaming, I could talk for a lot longer than wrestling, trust me. But I was going to say the Dreamcast brings back great memories of, I remember when I lived in Connecticut, because you and I, not at the same time, but didn't live too far from each other.
Isn't that strange,
like I'm banned from the
Yes.
buffet, so hopefully I can go to that Pacific buffet one day with you if they unban me for taking all the sushi.
Right.
But Dreamcast, I remember playing World Series 2K1, NFL 2K, 2K1, and it was right about the first console that had online gaming because you could plug it right into DSL or the phone line. I remember playing online. I still love New Japan Pro Wrestling 4, Giant Graham, and Giant Graham 2000. Those are
underrated
on the Steam Deck too. Amazing. That system, if they didn't become a software company and didn't whatever happened with the actual company, which I haven't really known, they would still be around to this day because that console really kicked butt.
Oh, they were ahead of their time. And I think without having the Dreamcast, you wouldn't have gotten to where the Xbox was, because in a lot of ways that was the sequel to the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast 2 was the original Xbox, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of Dreamcast, mainly because I was a huge fan of arcade, and there were so many great ports from the arcade over to Dreamcast where you didn't have that severe drop in graphics and all that stuff. N64, like I talk about it endlessly, but Gauntlet Legends was one of my favorite games. If you look at the graphics side by side across PlayStation, of course, the original arcade, Dreamcast, and N64, Dreamcast is by far the best. I mean, it looked 5 years ahead of the other options. So that's always why I loved Dreamcast and still do to this day. Plus, the controller was pretty sweet.
I was just about to say, and also the VMU was basically how many generations before the Wii U tried that screen type thing? Remember, you know, that the Dreamcast
over 10 years.
had that. Yeah, you had the Shimo game, you had bass fishing. What was the game where um you actually raised something? It was some kind of living organism. Was it semen or what was it called?
It's strange. One of the strangest games. Yeah, what was it?
Oh, right.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. And it's funny, I never experienced that back then. When I got into emulation, when you set up like Batacera and these different front ends, you put video previews in, and just one day it just randomly scrolled to that, and I was like, "What is this?" Yeah, and of course had to experience it. And yeah, Seaman, there it is, right there in the
See,
comments.
yeah.
Yeah,
I love
such
Crazy
a
Taxi too. I was about to say that as the person commented before. Yeah, that was stand. It grew a face. It was like it was looked like a little tadpole or something else. And then it grew a face, and you're like, oh my God, what is this thing? And you had to go. And if you didn't go back into the game, like Stardew Valley, if you don't go into the game all the time, the world continues. And when you come back, like your grass is up and starts. But this thing, if you don't feed it and you don't nurture it, it's going to turn into a really like bad child.
it is, yeah. It's a strange game to say the least, but a cool game for sure. And yeah, guys,
JYD something. So yeah, that's a callback right there.
So definitely, guys, check out the link. There's links in the description of this video. There's coupon codes. You can stack the coupon codes for the AliExpress Summer Sale. And this actually, let me just double check it. But it's funny, all the B-roll was done a couple days ago, and the prices have actually gone down since then. So let's see, Retroid Pocket 5, $196. That's significantly less than what I thought it was. So a pleasant surprise. But yeah, stack those coupon codes while you can. This is the month of June. You're going to be able to get these deals, but I think to June 10th, there's some limitations on different things, but definitely, guys, click those links, check it out for all this stuff and beyond. If you're into, like we talked about before, studio equipment, cameras, accessories, gaming accessories, controllers, all that stuff, you can use these coupon codes for more than just the products that we're highlighting. We just didn't have time to go through the entire platform for you, but we're doing a little sampling for you guys. And remember, we're doing a giveaway for this very soon. We've got about 45 minutes left, so we'll do it in probably like 15, 20 minutes. So, and for those, I saw some comments for those that are asking how to enter. You'll be able to do it right from the live chat. So just give us a few minutes and we'll get all that set up, and we'll start knocking it out. And hashtag tag team tech. That's catching on. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be able to do some cool stuff and everything. Hopefully, after a few videos, these people aren't going to be like, get rid of this old man with the ponytail.
I don't think so. I don't think that's coming down the line at all. Let's see. Steve, I lived in South Fallsburg 45 years, moved to Norwalk. Okay, another Connecticut guy. Yeah, it's funny. I won't name towns or anything, but it's funny. Stevie and I met through Maven Huffman and found out pretty quickly that we both lived in the exact same town, which is, I mean, like, what are the odds of that? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I moved up there to be close to WWE and hopefully work in the office and production and everything, which never happened. But the town was very nice, New England. My wife actually wants to go up there, see all the historic towns and everything, and maybe even move back up there. You get to a point where we might be halfbacks because we're in Florida. You get tired of the heat after a while, and you want seasons, but you don't not sure about snow and all that stuff. I would love for my cats to see snow for the first time. Mia did, but not Pokey.
That would be something for sure. Yeah, it's funny, and the grass is always greener to an extent, and there's always, you want, when you're in the snow, you want to be down in Florida. When you're in the extreme heat, you want to be in the snow. You're never going to get past.
Well, I don't want the snow. We just want fall. That's all we want.
Okay,
how's that?
Fair. Well, you get that every now and then. But sometimes you get doused in, a couple nor'easters.
I know you skip down to two seasons, summer and winter, right? And that's about it.
It depends on the year, though. I mean, it's crazy. Even this week, we went from, man, a couple of days ago it was like 40 degrees, and then today it was 90. So it's that it's that back and forth. I literally have to talk to Alexa before I go out. Like, "Oh, what season are we in today? You know, what am I getting the jacket out, or are we doing a tank top today?"
Okay. Well, we might have 2 seasons too. So maybe no state income tax might have to stick with that. Hey, when I
Well,
lived there
I'm
back
working
then,
against this deal. I'd rather you be up here.
okay, because then we can get your studio back and we can do everything in person. That would be pretty awesome.
That
But I was going to
would
say
be
about
nice.
that, back when I lived there and I moved in 2008, I just had a townhome. I didn't even have land or anything. My
Yeah.
property taxes were $3,000 back then. It's
Yeah.
insane.
It's I can't say it's gotten better with the
Well,
property
but
tax.
you know what? You can afford your property taxes if you buy one of these things.
There you go.
Save your
There you
money
go.
here so you can pay your property taxes.
Under $50 for a MIYOO Mini.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Never get
Click those
anything
links,
else
guys.
like that in Connecticut ever. Even the buffet won't even be that cheap.
That's very true. That's very true. And when you get your house in Connecticut, you'll have to get one of these. Let's check this one out. This is a robot vacuum that once again is available on AliExpress.
Here we have the Lefant M3 Max robot vacuum, and robot vacuums have gotten really good lately. It wasn't long ago that robot vacuums were super temperamental and really inconsistent, but those days are long gone. What's really interesting about this one is how many premium features they actually managed to pack into it without the absolutely insane flagship price tags that you normally see. This product right here both vacuums and mops, but the really important part of this is it actually washes its own mop pads automatically. That's a huge deal because with cheaper robot vacuums, you usually lose a lot of that automation. So you end up having to clean the mop pads yourself in most cases. But this right here does everything itself, which is super convenient. And at the time of this recording, this thing is sitting around $341 on AliExpress during the summer sale, which honestly undercuts a lot of the bigger premium robot vacuum brands while still offering a lot of the same really high-end features. The suction power on here is seriously strong too. 20,000 PA suction. This is flagship level territory. So pet hair, dirt, crumbs, sand, everyday messes, this thing is built to handle it all. It also has anti-tangle brush technology built directly into this, which is super important if you've got pets or long hair in the house, because that's one of the biggest annoyances with robot vacuums normally. And then you've also got smart mapping, room navigation, app scheduling, all the smart home features people expect now from higher-end robot cleaners. Honestly, if you've got hardwood floors, tile, pets, or kids constantly making messes, this is one of those products that just quietly saves you time every single day. For around $341 during this AliExpress summer sale, this actually feels really competitive considering how many premium cleaning features they've packed into this.
When kids make messes, that's when you need this, and pets too. And that's my life over here. It's like my wife will kill me for showing like the dog hair on the floor getting sucked up into that vacuum. But man, with the wood floors that we have, I can brush my dog outside, bring him in, and he'll just shake once, and that's how the floor looks. So I lean on products like this to just get by in my house.
Well, I was going to say, as Michael Jordan said during the documentary, I took it a little bit personal when you said people with long hair in the house. Are you trying to say it? Shedding a little bit? Yeah.
Hey, that's not my problem here. So that's
my
wife
first
and
time
my
I saw
daughter.
you had the hat on for half a second. I've seen nothing but the hat.
There you
Look
go.
at that, and I'll be there soon. Then one day I'll just feel like I'm shaving it. I'm going.
I don't think
grow
so.
back
I think you're good.
I was going to say too. We had a robot vacuum back when we lived in another part of Florida, and we didn't take the time to properly map it or remap it if you move furniture and say, so let everybody know you have to really properly set a foundation to map the robot vacuum. So you ever find yourself where you didn't do something right like that and you're yelling at the robot vacuum to stop doing what it's doing or start doing what you want it to do? And, we had an Oofy, so we called it Oofy, and Oofy just did whatever Oofy wanted at the time. And we have actually cats, so we were hoping, like we saw all those memes and all those viral videos, like hop on the robot vacuum, hop on the robot vacuum. Come on.
Looking for a viral moment.
Daddy needs money. Daddy needs money. Hop on it. Ride it.
My daughter actually used
putting
to
the shark
sit
costume on the cat. Everything short of that.
My daughter used to sit on our robot vacuum and ride it around back when she was really little. But you're describing the old technology. You don't have you just let it map now, and it adjusts. It figures out, oh, they moved the couch this week. You know, it does all that automatically, and you can check it out in the app. You can set no go zones, all that stuff. You can schedule when you want it to run automatically. But in terms of like the mapping, dude, it does it all itself now, and it's crazy. It doesn't even have to comb through like the entire perimeter or anything. It uses the built-in camera and of course AI technology, and it scans from a couple different points in the room. So it doesn't even have to, you know, I remember the days of like mapping was like 30, 40 minutes. It figures it out really quickly now, which is what you want. You know, you don't want it to remember the configuration last week, especially with my kids. I mean, I'll go upstairs after the stream and find that everything is moved in a different place than when I left it an hour ago.
Yeah, I was the one I had was like one of the first or second gen or whatever. I just remember one time, Oofy, as we call the robot vacuum, up against the wall. Boom, boom, boom. Oofy, stop it. Oofy, Oofy, clean over there. Oofy, clean over there. I was like, wow, it's like I having another cat in the house. Just does whatever it wants.
For sure. And that's the nice thing about these nowadays is they have obstacle avoidance built into them. So they come up on something, they won't even bump into it anymore. I remember they used to have like the bumpers on them and all that stuff. Now it senses everything and it positions itself around, you know, all the obstacles, which is cool.
No, mine sought out all the obstacles. That was all it was cleaning was obstacles.
Yours definitely had a mind of its own.
Mine fit into the household very, very well. As somebody like the island of misfit people, cats and toys and vacuums.
So guys, check out the link. Again, use the coupon codes. You can copy and paste them right from our description. We actually organized it really easily for you guys. And
well, let's be honest, you did it. You organized it.
Well. That's the prep. The prep that went into this was, you know, pretty extensive, but it makes it easier for you guys. Use it for these products, use it for products that you're actually looking for on AliExpress. Not everybody needs one of these, but if you do, this is a pretty sweet deal on here. Let me look at the current price point because man, all the prices are lower than I anticipated. This one's currently $254. As somebody that's reviewed a lot of these, $254 is unheard of for a robot vacuum, you know, and usually if you find something that's too good to be true, it is. In this case, you're getting that insane deal because of the summer sale that AliExpress is doing, where you can stack coupon codes with the current sale offering. So check it out, guys.
Could you what's the because that looked like it had a bin, it had storage. Obviously, there's water in there. So what is the specs as far as how often before you have to clean out the bin, how much water uses up, and all that stuff?
For sure. So there's two bins. It looks like one compartment, but it's actually split in half. And basically the front compartment is clean water. The back compartment is going to be your waste. So it wets the mop pads, cleans the mop pads, anything, you know, as it cycles through and everything and gets rid of, you know, the dirty water, it goes into that, you know, that excess bin. And it just pulls the water, the clean water that it needs as it goes. If it senses that, you know, it's picked up a lot of grime, dirt, whatever, it'll bring itself back to the base, clean itself, and, you know, disperse the waste into the waste bin. But yeah, you don't even have to change it every day. I always recommend doing it. Just I've tested a lot of these and you'll start to build up an odor if you don't, you know, I try to empty the waste as often as possible, but it's a clear bin. You just take a look inside, see, okay, there's, you know, half an inch at the bottom, dump it, throw a little Dawn, you know, dish detergent in there and you're good to go. So you don't even have to do it every day though.
Oh, that's pretty cool. You could probably add on the water side. We do it on the steam mop and steam cleaner we have. We put a little drop of lavender or something to kind of freshen everything up.
Yep. And there's actually a cleaning detergent that they provide with you in the packaging too. In the brief little pan there, when you're seeing all the mop heads and all that stuff, there's a little bottle there. And that also helps, you know, work against odor and all that stuff. So it cleans and it obviously battles the odors and whatnot. So we've got two more products though that we want to highlight before we get into our giveaway portion of this. So next one, we talked about it a little bit earlier, and that's the DJI 360 that you actually have a full video on. So we'll take a quick little look at that.
Now here we have the DJI Osmo 360 camera. If you create content, travel a lot, vlog, or just want some really insane looking footage, this thing is honestly one of the coolest cameras DJI has put out in a very long time. What makes this camera stand out immediately is the fact that it can shoot native 8K 360-degree video, which is absolutely wild for something this compact. And the really cool thing about 360 cameras is that you don't have to perfectly frame every shot while filming, because the camera is literally capturing everything around you at all times. And what's really cool about 360 cameras is that you don't have to worry about perfectly framing every single shot while filming, because the camera is literally capturing everything around you. You can reframe the footage however you want for TikTok, YouTube videos, cinematic travel shots, action footage even, all kinds of stuff. DJI also packs some really serious hardware right into this. You've got large sensors for better low light performance, stabilization, high performance 360 photos, and a bunch of creator focused features. One feature I really like here is that it can basically act like multiple cameras in one. You can use it as a full 360 camera, but then you can also switch over into more traditional action style camera shooting with ultra wide modes and high frame rates for slow motion footage. And because it's DJI, the stabilization and ecosystem integration are really solid. It works with DJI microphones, accessories, mounts, and selfie sticks, all the stuff creators already use. Honestly, this feels like one of those cameras that opens up a ton of creative possibilities once you start experimenting with it.
I had a good time. I had fun doing that.
I was gonna say, I think that's is it 17-minute video that you did? I mean, you covered it in so many different scenarios. It really shows you the full extent of this product. And I have to say too, when you did that video, it wasn't long ago. I think the price point was $400, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, right around there.
So currently $284 with the
Oh,
coupon
you gotta
code.
get it. You gotta get
Yeah.
it, man. You gotta get it. If in a way, if I had a choice between the Pocket 3 and that, it's a tough choice. But the 360 just makes it set in it really, truly set in and forget it with that. And you saw that, like, and I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm so sorry about
No,
that.
no, no.
But
No.
but I always wanted to see if I can kind of get close enough to one of those movie chase scenes where they have the camera suction cupped onto the
Oh, yeah.
door, like I had it's called a snap mail where they're magnets, and I had the rubber thing to protect the paint on my truck. I had it on the door, I had it on the hood. That was on my tailgate that was shooting behind me, as if there was a car behind me, we could have simulated the car chasing me,
Oh, yeah.
with that. There was so much you can do. And obviously I mentioned it earlier in the gym, going from station to station, it followed me. The active track is
Oh, yeah.
great.
Back and forth. Yep.
Here's a little tip for people out there, because AliExpress probably has a selfie stick that is an invisible selfie stick. I bought one of the just third-party generic brands off Amazon, which was like $25. So if you don't choose to go with one of the DJI models, now I do recommend the one with the battery, so you can get extra battery life, and it has the magnetic mount right there. So that's what I would recommend. But man, it was just so easy to even put it over my shoulder for that rear shot when I walked. That's what I was doing. It was just over. You didn't see any of that. So the stitching, and like I said, the free DJI Studio app that you can use with the Pocket 3 and especially the Osmo 360, I auto-adjusted D-Log M footage in the Rec 709, and then you can keyframe, you can de-warp, you can make it look like a regular camera angle, zoomed in or anything like that with that, because usually it has the fisheye or 360 look to it, which you can do a Tiny Planet and other things like that as well. But you can make it look legitimately like an iPhone, like a, mirrorless, whatever you want to do, and frame it up in that 16:9 aspect ratio. That DJI Studio app is underrated. If you want a free video editing application to pair with an Osmo Pocket 3, the Action 6, or in this case, the Osmo 360, it works really, really well. I said a lot there.
It's crazy. And you just no. You have the most experience with this. So I'll welcome that any day. But you just mentioned the invisible selfie stick in AliExpress, and I just did a quick little AliExpress search. There's tons of options on there. And what I'm looking at, there's one for $16, there's one for $24. There's some a little bit more, some a little bit less. So it just depends on what you're looking for. Some are tailored towards, you know, this particular brand, DJI. Some are tailored towards some other brands out there. But again, that goes to show you AliExpress has a little bit of everything. If you think, you know, there's a product out there that you're looking for, just type it into AliExpress. I promise you, you're going to find something that works. And with this deal right now, it's the time to do it. It's the time to stock up on any little accessories, or, you know, full 3D printers if you need to.
Yeah.
So it's
two tips for everybody out there. I have a million tips, so I'll give you two for now. Number one thing, if you're going to go with the invisible selfie stick, I love the fact that mine also has a tripod, a mini tripod. So that's why I put it down right in the middle of the gym or on the field, and it telescopes out, it clicks, and it just comes. So if you can find one of those that double as a mini tripod for the Osmo 360, or even just regular camera, as long as it's not too heavy, do that. The other thing I would recommend is go for the longest invisible selfie stick that you can afford and buy, because then you can simulate. If you don't want to buy the drone that Chase featured earlier, you can simulate a drone shot with a long enough invisible selfie stick.
perfect. Yeah, that makes sense. An all-in-one thing. I have something very similar for the camera today. It could be a selfie stick, but it can also be the tripod, which is what it's set up for right now. And Eva, is that MIYOO? Sorry if I'm butchering that. Brings up a great point here. Use the code CBN75 for the DJI Pocket 4. So that's the even newer version of the Pocket 3, and that's 427. So there you go. If you want the latest and greatest Pocket product from DJI, use that same code, and that's the same code that we're using in the description of this video. So you can easily apply that to whatever you want. If you want to upgrade, if you want to go for a more budget-friendly option with any of these products, all those coupon codes work for everything on the entire platform, where you can stack those different coupon codes with that current summer sale from AliExpress.
Once again, too, if you have a DJI Mic 2, in my case, a Mic 3, or even I believe the Mic Mini, the Osmo 360 has that wireless pairing to where you don't need a receiver. And with the 360 camera, it's super important, because if you plug in, say, a Rode Wireless Pro receiver, Hollyland, it's not going to stitch properly. So not having anything plugged in is a really good idea. Here's something for people out there. Say if you want to, paradox of choice, you can get the DJI Pocket 3, the Osmo 360.
Oh, seem to be stalled out there, Stevie. Hopefully it's not me. Everybody else good in here? I'll let him know that he is stalled, at least on my end, but everybody else still rolling in the chat. Let's see if we got an issue here or not. Just Stevie. Okay, cool. We'll keep going. He'll reconnect. Let me just let him know, just in the event that he, let's see. There we go. But yeah, guys, check out. Good. He is frozen. Yeah, no problem. He'll reconnect. I'm going to take him off for just right now. We'll switch over to, there we go. It's just me right now. But guys, click those links. We've got one more product though, and he can talk a little bit more about the 360 when he jumps back on. But we've got one more, and it is this Bluetooth speaker. Let's check it out.
Next up, we have the W King D91 Bluetooth speaker. And this speaker is one of those products where people just don't expect a whole lot out of it until you actually turn it on and start using it. And then the whole room around you instantly changes. For the price, this thing gets super loud. And at the time of this recording, the speaker is sitting around just $73 on AliExpress's summer sale, which honestly feels like a steal considering the amount of sound that this thing puts out. lots of peak output, dual subwoofers, deep bass, and it honestly sounds way bigger than it looks. This is the kind of speaker that you bring outside for cookouts, camping, garage setups, tailgates, beach trips, stuff like that. One feature I actually love is the battery life. It lasts up to 40 hours on a single charge, which is pretty insane. Another amazing feature is it's actually IPX6 waterproof too. So you can use this outdoors, you can use this near the pool, you can use this near the beach. If it gets a little bit wet, it's not going to be a problem. Now the sound quality on here is super clear and crisp, but the bass is what really got me interested. You can actually feel the bass when you're playing music, especially with the dual subwoofer setup and passive radiator design. Honestly, this feels like one of those products where if somebody heard this without knowing the price, they'd probably assume that it costs a lot more than it actually does. For around $73 currently on AliExpress, this is a solid pickup if you want something loud, portable, and great for outdoor use.
All right, guys, and we've got Stevie back with us. Let me just
Did WWE buy StreamYard or something? What happened?
I don't know. You got quiet really quick, but I wasn't sure if it all went south or it was just you. But this right here is that portable wireless speaker. You get it in frame, and we're going to be giving that away tonight. So you guys got to hear the sound quality on there. Hopefully, it didn't blow anybody's eardrums out with a little bit of Motley Crue coming through there. I'm sure they'll get paid off of this live stream now, but I wanted to show you guys
off the stream, man.
It was a little before that, but great speaker system here, and it is water resistant as well. So you can take it to the beach, take it poolside with you. Don't throw it in the water, but you can obviously, it can get wet by rain and stuff like that. Just don't submerge it trying to, play music for the fish, I guess. And yeah, I thought WWE called and offered you that office job.
No. Oh God, I'm not going anywhere. If you watch five milliseconds of the Stevie Richards show, you know I'm sitting right here. I'm not going anywhere. By the way, earlier I did this wrong for the projector.
Yep.
You can store the lens like that, so you can protect it to some degree.
Oh, nice.
Rather than up there. So it's protected from anybody just bumping and scratching or anything like that.
Perfect. That's smart. Plus, I'm sure it'll collect less dust. You always get that dust on that, lower ledge of the lens too. So that would be a good way of, avoiding that whole scenario. But
by the way, guys, this outfit isn't conducive for an office job, as you can tell. I'm dressing for the job I want and the one I have right now, so I'm good.
That's a good mentality to have. I am not meant for office jobs either. I think that's why we've found our calling here on YouTube, doing what we do.
And we're hanging on, baby, just like that cat from the tree. We're hanging on for dear life.
Fish need to dance too, Chase. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it with this speaker, but it's a pretty sweet system. Very durable, great sound quality, which I was, a little concerned with. I'm a little bit of a snob when it comes to sound quality. This had great bass. The treble was great on here, just stock. You can bring in different inputs to it as well, which is always convenient. And currently $55 or so. Obviously prices fluctuate, with the currency and all that stuff, but $55 and change, you can't beat it. So stack those coupon codes, guys. And that's all of our products. We got through everything.
By the way, I know he's an audiophile because he sent me a picture of some sound system that looked like taller than me, these speakers and this system. And I was like, you're not joking around. So when he says the speakers are good or this particular wireless speaker is good, he has a lot of experience to compare.
There you go. And that'll be a future video here on the channel. The surround sound systems, man, those have gotten to be, we talked about tech and it improving, man. Sound systems have gotten crazy. The last one I had that I did a video on, you have 0 to 100 is, your volume levels. I had it on 6 and it was shaking the house. So wow. I don't know what they're meant for. They're meant for places that are insanely big, I guess. But yeah, the sound stuff these days is insane.
But that sucks because as the audio systems get louder and more full and more rich, the walls on new builds get thinner and thinner and thinner. So what are we going to do now?
Very true. Very true. Oh, man. Well, we've gotten through our products. We're going to do our giveaways here. Let's see what we got for time left on here. We got a little less than 20 minutes. So let's do some giveaways, guys. So we're going to save the Retroid Pocket 5 for last because I know that's what you guys all really want. We're going to kick it off here. And these are some things that I've done videos on in the past. This is the EpoMaker TH80 V2 Pro mechanical gaming keyboard. This thing lights up. It's responsive. It's incredible. And you guys can find, if you want to see the videos on all these, just do a search for EpoMaker Chase Brogan. The video will pop up. So the way this is going to work now, and I'm going to have to share my screen here, so bear with me. It's been a while. We're going to do, this is for the TH80 V2 Pro keyboard. This is going to be the hashtag that you guys use. I'm going to copy and paste it into the chat for you guys. So if you want to enter to win this, all you have to do is just drop that in. So you're going to make a comment that is literally that right there, the TH80 V2 Pro keyboard, and that's going to enter you into this. So give me 1 second, guys. We're going to start collecting comments. All right, we got one entry already.
I want to ask you a question. Can everybody tonight enter on every single product as it goes?
Yes, everybody can enter. Now, I will make if you win one product, I'm going to exclude you if you are the lucky winner on another one, just because, believe it or not, the first time I did a giveaway, I did 2 mini PCs, and they were like $800 mini PCs, the same. And this was one where I promoted it for like 3 weeks beforehand. So we had 2,000 entries.
Oh, wow.
These. The same guy won back to back. And it's a random generator. Like there's no, I didn't know the guy. And on top of everything, he was in like Italy or something. So it was 2 international shipments.
Wait a minute. So this wasn't an independent wrestling situation where the Samoan kid with the Samoan promoter somehow won the 50-50 raffle during intermission and got the.
It was not one of those.
Okay, I'm just checking. That has happened once or 5,000 times.
And here you guys can see there is the that's the hashtag you guys are gonna plug into the the chat over here to enter to win. And I'm gonna give this like 1 more minute. We got 20 entries right now. I'm gonna hit draw on here and it will flash the username of our winner. Now, if you are the lucky winner, send me an email. I'll get all your information. My email is contactchasebrogan@gmail.com. I'm gonna put it in here. You guys have that for reference.
How are you going to know it's the right person?
Well, I'm gonna have to. Don't contact me if you didn't win it, because obviously I'm gonna figure that out. But you'll have to prove that your username is actually you. But that's my email.
We trust everybody out there. We're just too used to being around carny wrestlers, so don't take it personally.
You more than me, but I've had my fair share of experiences too, as you know.
All you need is one. Once you have one, it might as well be 1,000.
All right, guys, we're gonna close this off in a second. You can see there's 32 entries on here. I'm gonna hit draw in about 10 seconds. We'll count it back right now.
No 10, whammies, no whammies,
9,
no whammies, no whammies.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. 35. All right, here we go.
Who's gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
There we go.
There you
go.
That
is Monroe After Dark.
Nice. That is neat. That's a lot simpler than what I've seen with all these third-party things and all that stuff. It's
absolutely. V2 Pro keyboard. All right. I'm just making notes on my end to make this go smoother. Made that mistake in the past where I actually had to go back and watch the stream because I was like, wait, I didn't write down who won any of these. So let's get that out of here. All right. So congratulations, Monroe After Dark. You've gotten yourself a TH80 V2 Pro mechanical gaming keyboard. This guy right here is incredible. I did some PC gaming on there, and I'm not really good with using a keyboard as a controller, but that definitely made it easier. All right. So let me set up the next one for you guys. And let's bring that back over to... Where did our layout go now? Let's see. I guess it's fine with, there we go, right there. All right, next one up is going to be, we'll do another keyboard. So we got the TH80 V2. So this is very much the same sort of design. It's slightly different. Don't ask me how it's different. I did a video on the Pro and they sent me this one. So I'm forwarding it on to you guys. So let me set up this one now. Bear with me. Right. So back out of there. Okay. And this one we're going to do what hashtag? Let's make it an easier hashtag. Let's just do hashtag TH80V2. All right. So let me share my screen with you guys once again, and we'll get this thing rolling. All right. So see how easy this is to use, Stevie?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really
All
good.
right. So that is the hashtag you guys are going to enter into the live chat. Right. Why does it say 37 entries? That's weird.
Are they
Hold
carried
on.
over from the last one?
It looks like it. All right. Well, the more the merrier, I guess. Enter in this thing right here.
I can't wait to see Monroe After Dark. Just clean it up tonight.
Well, we will be excluding a Monroe After Dark if you win this one, but everybody enter to win this, and let's see. And I'll try to reset this on the next one because I don't know why it's carrying over the previous ones, but we'll roll with it. So we got 43 in there currently. And for those that are just joining, I see our numbers kind of jumped up a little bit there. We are doing some giveaways. We just jumped through a bunch of AliExpress products. And remember, guys, take advantage of the current offering on AliExpress. Links are all in the description of this video. It works for everything on the entire site. You can stack coupon codes. You can get up to 80% off on a wide range of products. So definitely check those out. And we're going to give this another 10 seconds or so. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks like 45 entries. And there we go. Let's see who's the lucky winner of the TH80 V2 keyboard.
Did I see baby Chase Brogan on there? What's going on?
And this is Christine Lover. All right. Christine Lover. That is for TH80 V2. All right. Congratulations, Christine.
Nice.
All right. Let me jump off of that one. Let's try to reload this. And next thing we're going to give away. So I did a video on this a while back now, the Time Breaker light gun for the PlayStation and PS2. This works with original hardware. And this is going to be something that you can play those Time Crisis games with. You can play any light gun for the PlayStation or PS2 original consoles with this guy right here. Stevie, I think you watched the video that I did on this a while back.
Oh, yeah. Time Crisis comes to mind automatically with light guns.
Such a great game. Matter of fact, let's do, for this giveaway, we'll do hashtag Time Crisis. We'll remember that that is for the light gun. Time Crisis. All right. So that refreshed it. So we're back to 0. Let me just share the screen with you guys. There we go. That is your hashtag right there, guys. Enter that if you want to win the Time Breaker light gun for PlayStation 1 and PS2. Again, works with Time Crisis. There were a handful of light gun games for the PlayStation original and PS2. But guys, make sure that you're just aware if you won one of the previous ones. So that goes for Monroe and Christine. You would be excluded if you are the lucky winner of this. But amazing product. Love this.
Let me ask you a question. Does my CTE kicking in, or was Time Crisis spelled with a Y, not an I? I'm the search.
It's the CTE. It's spelled with it's. I actually have the game here. I don't know if I can reach it without pulling out all my wires.
All right, let's see.
There we go. That's an I on there. That's an I.
Well, there we go. Ken. Hey, James tested my memory heavily on episode 100. He was like asking me, dude, I didn't even know I was in a multi-person match with like Triple H and my team beat his. Like, what did that
really?
happen? Yeah. I was like, oh. I was like, it was like a list and he was saying a name. And I was like, so I remember everybody I put over, but I forget everybody I actually beat. That's really
funny how that works.
I don't belong in that business at all.
Oh, and here you go. Here's your saving grace right here from, of course, my screen's small right now.
Yeah, that's
Mr. Wright.
Yeah.
Crysis. Yeah, it's that Crysis. So it's a different franchise, but you're onto something. You're onto something.
That's a good game too, from what I remember. But then I don't have any memory according to what I just did.
So we've got 33 entries for, again, the Timebreaker light gun for PlayStation and PS2. Just so everybody's clear, it works for original hardware.
Oh God. No, God.
No,
I was going to say, because it's so limited, that might be why you don't have as many entries.
You got to, you got to have one of the original consoles to play it. As far as I know, it won't work with. There's, you know what? There's probably a hack that you can do to make it work with PC and all that stuff through emulation. But I just used it on a PS2 console that I have. So works great. It plugs right in, and it'll work for either of those consoles, PlayStation original or PS2. And there weren't a ton of light gun games for those consoles, but man, the ones that exist, they're all really good. So we're going to count this down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 34 entries. Let's see who our lucky winner is. Ooh, it's tough. So congrats to Baby Tony 27. It lingers on those last two options right before it picks its winner, doesn't it?
I think it does it on purpose, because somebody's like, it's like the wheel on Price is Right. It's like just a little bit, and you think I'm going to win, and then
right,
we want everybody to win. You know,
yeah, it's like Wheel of Fortune at the casino. You're like, oh, I got the jackpot. Oh no, I got $25. All right, and that's
except this is fair,
right? Baby Tony 27. Congratulations, Baby Tony. And remember, guys, reach out through my email, and you can find it on the channel here, but it's contactchasebrogan@gmail.com. It's somewhere on our channels, though. We always have a contact email on there, so you can reach out that way. But thank you guys.
It's on the about tab. If you click on
there
about,
you go. The about tab. Yep. All right. So let me take that down. Stop sharing. All right. So yeah, I'm getting used to this. It's been so long since I've done this, but it is we're getting through it. We're getting through it. All right. Next up, we're almost to, let's see, what are we missing here? Let's do the speaker next. Portable wireless speaker from W King. We're going to do the hashtag W King on this one. So hashtag W King. I'll share my screen with you guys in a second. And where is it? There we go. All right. And so W King is the hashtag to enter to win this. This is that portable speaker that I blew your ears out with some Motley Crue. There you go. W King. So one entry currently. It's a pretty sweet setup. I definitely was impressed by that. Next up, we're going to do a wireless HDMI transmitter and receiver, followed, of course, by the Retroid Pocket 5 right here that you got to see in this video a little bit earlier from AliExpress. Be sure to click those links in the description of this video to jump over and to take full advantage of the AliExpress Summer Sale, the biggest summer sale, or the biggest sale period in 2026 on AliExpress.
Yeah, the wireless HDMI transmitter, on a side note, I have the Hollyland one, and they're just so incredibly expensive. I'm sure the one you have is a lot more reasonable and affordable.
It's great for, I don't necessarily recommend them for gaming. I actually did a video. It wasn't on this particular one, but it was a while back. I did a video, and I tried to basically set it up so I could play on my arcade cabinet remote. And it worked without any lag for like arcade and stuff. But once you get into those like 3D games, then you start to see that, there's a slight lag on it. But it was a cool test to try out.
Oh, I already did that. I tried doing it on my PS5 Pro on a different. Yeah, I tried to do it and just
lag, right?
It wasn't great. I'm for Madden and other games, but yeah. You know what? For having wireless control of your cameras in a video village or something without any wires, right? Perfect.
Right. Or even watching movies, because obviously everything's going. You're sending the audio and the video signals and all that at one time, so. You're able to have that experience. If it's lagging from the source, it doesn't matter. You're still, it's not like you're interacting with it. So it works for the right things for sure. So W King portable water resistant speaker right here. We're going to count this back from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, 44. Let's see who the lucky winner is. And we haven't had any duplicates tonight, so I haven't had to redo any of these, which is cool. So let's see who our lucky winner is for our speaker. Kevin Hanley. So Kevin has been a longtime viewer. Super cool dude. Man, congratulations. And he knows more than the two of us combined about tech. So Kevin,
I see the picture. It looks like he does. I see him holding the product or something.
Yep. And he knows more than most about tech. He's very knowledgeable, everything PC related as well. Always insightful comments, just great dude. So congrats, Kevin. Speaker coming your way. Reach out via email. And for Kevin, I know we've talked through email in the past. When I got hacked, man, a year ago, my email changed. So just, go to the About Me page or contact Chase Brogan at Gmail. Pretty easy to remember there. All right, let's do the next one. We're doing that HDMI transmitter and receiver. Let me just refresh this stuff. And this hashtag is going to be just HDMI. All right, start collecting. Let me share this for you guys. There you go. Oh, wait. Let me redo that. Sorry. Put the hashtag. Yep. Let me redo that. Sorry, guys. See, I was getting overly confident there. HDMI. All right. We should be good now. Let's see. There we go. All right. This is for the wireless HDMI transmitter and receiver. And you can find cool products like this, of course, on AliExpress. Take advantage of all those links and coupon codes in the description of this video. Works for everything site-wide, thanks to the summer sale. Next up, we've got what everybody's waiting for, the Retroid Pocket 5. This is an amazing handheld with, I would say, almost unlimited capabilities there. You can get into some cloud gaming on there. There's no lag with cloud gaming, I will say that. We were just talking about lag.
I think that one will be where everybody pops in for that one.
Sure. For sure. All right, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 31 entries. There we go. See who our lucky winner is for our HDMI transmitter and receiver. Loco 209.
Nice.
Loco 209. Congratulations. You got yourself the wireless transmitter and receiver right here. All right, let me refresh this. See if I can leave this up here. Yeah, I think we can. And this right now is going to be for the Retroid Pocket 5. Oh, almost did it again. Hashtag start collecting. There you go, guys.
This is the big one, as we say it in the business. The big one.
There you go. The big one. Retroid Pocket 5. You guys got to see that if you're here earlier in the stream. This you can get on AliExpress currently. What was the price point on that? It was less than we thought it was. $196. And
Wow.
you use the coupon code CBN29. Remember, those coupon codes can be used on a wide range of literally the entire platform for AliExpress's summer sale, the biggest sale of the year. So definitely check out AliExpress just across the board, guys. So Retroid Pocket 5, 31 entries so far, 32, 33. We'll let this go for
real quick. I was going to ask you, did someone in the comments do CBN 75 instead of CBN 29?
So so the different numbers on the codes pertains to different value amounts. So that was for the Pocket 4, the Osmo Pocket 4.
Oh,
so
okay.
that one being, since that's that next tier up in price, it's a different coupon code. But I got a list for everybody in the description of all the coupon codes for the different value and all that good stuff. So definitely reference that, because that's going to come in handy depending on what you're looking at and the price points. And obviously you guys can stack them as well, which is awesome. So Retroid Pocket 5, we're going to count this back from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 53 entry, 54, 56 entries. All right,
let's
cutting it
finish
off
that
here.
later. All right.
Let's see what we got.
I figured that would have shot right up to the full people on the
Right.
stream.
We had no duplicates. Congratulations, Midnight V _12. And that is for the Retroid Pocket 5. Just making some notes on my end.
And if you didn't win that, this is okay too. You can go with that one.
Perfect. All right. And yeah, and check out the MIYOO Mini Plus. That's a winner on there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. To the winners, congratulations. For everybody else that hung out with us for the last 2 hours, thank you so much for your time. Click those links. Take advantage of this amazing sale on AliExpress right now. All those coupon codes are good for everything on there. Stevie, man, thank you so much for your time. I know this was a late one for you. Really appreciate you joining me for this. It was a blast.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you, everybody here on the live stream. And here's a very important ask of each and every one of you. Comment with questions or anything. But if you want to see more of these live streams where we're collaborating with AliExpress, definitely leave that comment below, or even have a comment and then reply to that. So that'll be a thread, and that'll mean a lot for, us continuing to bring these products and hopefully help you make the most informed consumer decision. Of course,
absolutely.
Prices are awesome too. So very 100%. Happy. Thank you.
And before I go, I saw your super chat here. Thank you so much for the super chat. I will make sure that the 60 FPS recordings in 4K are done for you. Thank you so much. And I do appreciate he's actually given me some very good tips on production stuff and gaming production stuff. So I didn't forget about you there. I meant to highlight you earlier. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody else. Congrats to the winners. We'll see you next time right here on the Chase Brogan YouTube channel or the Stevie Richards Show. Thanks, guys.